morning, my people. Welcome to another vlog. My hair sucks right now. Today's Tuesday. Yesterday I had an extremely slow day, so today we're making up for it. I have some client work to do. I'm basically presenting another round of creative for a personal brand. I need to set up my project management for a branding project that I just started, and I have some UGC content to film, which is what I'm about to do right now. Knock out as much of that as possible quickly before I sit at this desk for endless hours. But basically I have a lot of like prep and like work in branding projects today that I want to bring y'all around for. I don't normally have a bunch of projects going on at once, but it is December. December through I'd say March is like the busiest season, especially for branding for me personally, because everyone wants to start their businesses and get their brands in order and all that, you know, new year, new me vibe. I know how it is. I want to work on my own brand as well, so I get it. But let's start. I'm gonna film first because it's just the easiest thing for me to do right now. It takes much less thought than me sitting and doing these projects. Y'all have seen this before. It's so bright outside, so it might be a little hard to see. Let me turn the brightness up. Yeah, that barely did anything. But anyway, this is what we're working with right now. I need a better light. I'm overusing the ring light. I don't need it right now, obviously, because it's daytime, but I film a lot at night, so I had this sitting out because I've been filming a lot of content. But I use this phone tripod. This is my favorite one that I have right now. I also use this Manfrotto compact tripod. This Manfrotto might be the tripod that I use the most when I'm in the house and getting a lot of content. But this one, obviously, when I'm filming or if I'm doing anything, I'm getting content on my phone as well, because you never know when you can use any of that. And I say that all the time. Y'all should know this by now. So this is always up and always something's on it. I do, by the way, have two phones so that I am able to do that, because obviously I need to use my telephone and the other one is just like my TikTok phone or whatever, my content phone. The content I'm filming right now is for Venmo. I am a Venmo creator, so I don't know who else. I'm in my second contract with them. I send them a number of videos every month based on their brief, and they use them and edit them and put their captions and all that stuff and use them on their TikTok and run ads. I've seen people have sent me ads of me on Instagram and stuff, so you know, that's cool, I guess. But that's what I'm doing right now. So I have a talking head video, which means I just sit and talk about whatever the topic is. And then I have a couple of the other ones are like more lifestyle or acting or whatever. So I filmed the clips for one of those videos. I need to film the clips for the other. I think I can do all of them in my house. And then this talking head one should take me maybe 20 minutes to do. So let's do that. I'm sorry the lighting sucks right now. It's hard to work with the daylight in here sometimes because I don't have all the control in the world. I have to have a clear background. I can't wear any logos or anything like that. If I was filming with this camera, I'd be able to look at the viewfinder, you know? So as you can see, phone is set up here and I can see myself on the TV. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. All right, so I'm not gonna lie. It's been some days. That day I was so locked in and focused, and like I did so much stuff that I didn't even think about picking the camera back up. But I'm gonna show you all what I was doing that day when I get back in the house. Right now it's the day after Christmas, and I'm going to Barnes & Noble because I just want to see what's going on in there, and I have a gift card. What is going on here? What are you doing? I'm actively working on those two projects, so for the next few weeks that's what you'll see me working on essentially, but I'll show you where I'm at with that. And then I'm also doing like my vision boarding and stuff today, so that'll be fun. It's a little different kind of day, but I'm looking forward to that like I am every year. It's probably the most hopeful time you have all year. I made it back home. I've been home for a little bit now, but I had to do some content really quick or whatever. I did make a stop to pick up my supplies for my vision journal that I am doing tonight. Today's December 26th, by the way. I don't know if I said that already, but I am doing my vision journal tonight. I was waiting so that I can not do it alone. So I will be doing that tonight. I will be making a totally separate video on that. So you will get a chance to watch that full process, and I will have on the same outfit. But really quick, I am gonna show you what I was doing onboarding my client, and also what I've been working on with my other client for his personal brand. But first, I went to Barnes & Noble. Of course, I gotta show you what I got. Like, hello. My tree is still up. It looks great. I will have this up for maybe another month and a half. I'm not even joking. It's mood light o'clock in my apartment right now, but we'll just get through this as quickly as possible. Like, I had one gift card for my birthday. I'm gonna try to peddle some more gift cards out of people because I feel like I didn't receive enough. That's my personal opinion. If you do want to support me, my email is always in the description. I'm just saying. I spent like $75 and I left with, I think, 5 books. So that's pretty good. The first thing I did when I walked in there, I went straight to romance because I am dedicated to reading Kennedy Ryan's entire backlog. I've read 5 books of hers so far. Kingmaker, Rebel King, and Queen Move I read. I read Real, loved it, and of course I read Before I Let Go. So I'm now moving on to the Hook series, which I heard is a series of standalones. So I got Hook Shot first. It was honestly the most appealing to me. There's a single dad and there's an age gap. That's romance. Of course, anytime I go book shopping, I get majority Black authors every single time, and so that's what I got this time as well. Well, I think most times I do that. I got The Violin Conspiracy. I've heard great things about this book. This is a mystery. It's about a man who wants to become a violinist, a professional violinist, like famous violinist, and he has a violin that's been in his family for some time, I think, and then it got stolen. And then the mystery unfolds from there, and it's stolen on a day that he is meant to perform, something like that. I don't know, but it looked good, it sounds good. Plus the reviews are crazy. Like, people were raving about that book, so we're gonna read that. I got Good Morning Love. I have literally never heard of this book or this author before. This is Ashley M. Coleman. I might have heard the author before, I'm lying, but I didn't know this book existed. But when it was sitting on the shelf, I saw it had 2 Black people on the spine, and it was on romance. It was on the romance shelf, and it also had a buy one get one 50% off sticker, which will always convince me to buy the book. Just gotta go find another one to match, you know. But what made me pick this up, it is a romance, but it has a music undertone to it. Both the main characters want to be songwriters, and there's like one of the blurbs on the book says, simply put, Good Morning Love is your new favorite song in book form. And I think that's just, I didn't need to read nothing else about it. That's right up my alley. This is It Girl by Ruth Ware. This is a thriller mystery, I think. Not by a Black author, but this has been on my list for a long time. I heard it's really juicy, so I'm gonna read it. And then, last but not least, of course, we had to get the Heaven and Earth grocery store. This is probably the most popular book out right now. It was on Obama's list for the year. It's everyone just loves. Actually, I've heard mixed reviews about the book, but it is a very widely talked about book, and so of course I have to read it because I have to know. But one of my best friends is reading it, and she's loving it so far, so that's on my list. I don't know, I'm gonna read one of these next, but that's what I got. So let me show you. Let's go back to the client work now. Now, I just started working with this client, and all I've done so far is her strategy deck, which was included in her scope. So we're doing branding, which includes strategy when you work with me, and then we're gonna move into her brand identity following that. So I guess I'll start with how we did her discovery session. So I do share the specific questions I asked for my discovery sessions with my subscribers, not subscribers here, but like my paid subscribers on Discord. So if you want more access to things like that, please join the Discord. The link is in my description. I have and will be sharing more in depth on like the behind the scenes of me building my business, how I structure certain things. I've walked through like what hiring professionals are looking for in portfolios. I've walked through like the types of things to provide to increase the value of your services, things like that. So come through or not, but for now I will walk you through what we did. So I'm actually going to switch you over to my computer so that I can talk through while we look at everything. All right, y'all, so this is basically what it looks like on my end when I'm looking at a specific project. Over time, a lot of this stuff will fill up, and so you'll see like I'll have a link to key info and documents. I can't click in everything because this is an actual client, but just know that this client is receiving brand strategy and visual identity. On the design side, you'll see like if they had an existing brand guide, it would be linked there. The design system that I'm working on, that's a page for that. Pinterest board, if I'm using one at the time, it's a link for that. Offboarding will fill up with plenty other things in there. So like I might have some instructions for her that I would link here, so on. Then I have notes here where we did our discovery session. Anytime we have a meeting, I'm taking notes and I'm taking them here. As the project moves on, a bunch of things are added into here. And so this is just what it's looking like right now. But if you go in the notes, we just started last week. So all we have here is a discovery session. I do have this blurred because I don't want to share too much of information, but you can see there's a whole bunch of notes here that I took throughout our discovery session. I believe ours lasted about an hour or something like that. That's what it looks like on my end. This is something that I have set up already for myself, and I just fill in different things depending on who the client is. So this is what our Asana board looks like. As you can see, everything on here is assigned to me because I have not onboarded or assigned things to other designers or copywriters or whomever I'm working with. Right now it's just me on this project, and I think based on the scope of this project, it will continue to be just me. But I do send this board to the client, and the client does get assigned things to review. So as you see, everything is just set up in categories, whether it's a strategy or the visual identity. You have the different elements of each thing, and then inside of them there might be different deliverables. And then you have a column for things that are in progress, which is how she can see what I'm working on and how I can see exactly what I'm working on. If I have something that I'm ready for her to review, I can just drag it over to ready to send so that I can then know that I'm ready to send this thing to her. On any given project, this could be someone else's role to, like, once I put ready to send, that person will then go in and look and see, like, all right, we have this document, this, and this that should be sent. Let me include this in a top of week email for the client so that they know to come in here and look for it, or let me ping the client on these, things like that. Once the client has received it, it'll go into in review / feedback, and that is when I will change the assignee to the client so that they can update it, give feedback. We'll go back and forth asynchronously to talk about whatever it is that's in here, and then from there, if it's approved, it either goes over here to approved by client, or if it's not approved, it'll come back to in progress. That's how that works. Basically, that's how I have my Asana set up. And that's basically how I manage the tasks for a project. But as far as like my personal project management, I do all that in Notion. Briefly, really quick, for my other client, we're just working on basically reviewing different elements for his personal brand. We've already done branding for a totally separate thing for him. It's basically how I present my ideas for the direction that I want to go into the client. I present everything myself. I don't send these decks off without talking through them for the most part. I would talk through like these color choices and the pairings that I have sitting here and what they look like all together. These aren't like design graphics. They're more so like something that I will put together so the client can see the color palette in action. Today, this is how the average person interacts with brands the most, is online, and so I do show that view as well. This only has these slides on here because right now we're real focused on color because it took us some time to get to this point. So, but I think we are finalized on this, so he's cool with this, so we're gonna move on with that. And then from there, we will talk about all the other elements and how we're putting this into a brand guide and whatnot. Let me switch back to my camera. Yeah, so basically those are the two projects that I'm working on simultaneously, and as I go through those projects, obviously that Asana board is going to get really messy. I'm only a week into that project, so that's going to happen. The personal brand client, we don't use Asana with him because I think I told y'all this before. Once you get to know your clients and how they operate, you'll know what tools they will and will not use, and you'll know how they communicate and all that stuff. And so for us, it's best that we just don't add too much to his plate. So that's why his is a little more like chill and real straight to the point, and let me just put this together in a deck and I'll talk you through it type of thing, whereas other clients might require way more, especially if I'm working with an established company I have one client that I work with repeatedly. They're pretty lax as far as like approvals and stuff. Like they tend to like everything basically, but when it comes to getting them to understand stuff, there's so many different stakeholders and so many different moving pieces that I have to be a little more diligent about what is being shown, about like putting enough copy on the page so that if this deck were to be sent to another stakeholder who was not in the meeting, would they understand it? Because I don't want to rely on the client to translate my message properly. Things like, it's a lot to consider, but I am moving fairly smoothly along with these two projects. Yesterday was a holiday, but I do send an email at the top of the week to all my clients, well, to most of my clients, to the ones that I don't want to overwhelm with emails anyway. I skip the ones that don't want to be overwhelmed with emails, but most of my clients will receive a top of week email just expressing what we've accomplished last week and what we have upcoming this week and what they can expect from me. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope that was like a good walkthrough of what I've been up to. Speaking of that email, let me send this one real quick. I didn't get to show y'all this and I wanted to. I got new glasses for my birthday thanks to my mama. They're like best of both worlds because I wanted dark frames, but y'all know I always wore clear frames. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I look smart, don't I? It's 6:30 p.m. I'm actually going to end this vlog here because I'm about to go ahead and get my vision journal started, start some 2024 planning with some vibes. And yeah, like I said, it'll be in a whole other video, but we are currently in the last week of the year. So I do want to say, if you are planning or doing any of that, if you have client work, if you were trying to get new clients, whatever, no pressure, no pressure. It's just December. We have so many more months to go in life. You get me? Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.